Zoom out all the way. Check, check. Check, check. Man, I think this might be the way to go. That standing energy. And you know what else you're not going to get? Is my chair.
That's true. I feel like there may be audio repercussions we don't know yet, though.
Oh,
so you sound fine. You sound fine currently. Are you planning on standing the whole time?
We'll see how far I get.
Okay.
I'll keep you posted. It's going to be the greatest episode we've ever recorded. Are you actually fully horizontal?
No.
Okay.
You do sound a little blown out.
Oh, do I? Welcome to the TrashCats TrashCast. I'm Richard.
I'm Steven.
And today, boy, have we got a show for you.
Do we?
Oh, I believe we absolutely do, Steven. I have this new development.
Ooh.
It's called standing energy. It's fake it till you make it on a physical level.
So you must be pretty desperate right now, huh?
Yeah. I'm pulling from deep from the reserves, and we're going to see how it goes.
The second tank.
No, the second tank's long gone. We're on 4 or 5. When one tank empties out, you just gotta throw it away and pull out a new one. Just like when you bottle up your emotions, you push it deep down inside, and
stuff it down with some brown.
And then once you fill up that bottle inside of you, you put it to the side and you fill up a new one.
Maybe I really miss drugs. They're just not what they used to be, you know?
That's fair.
All right, what are we doing?
My drug experience anymore is ibuprofen. I live my life 800 milligrams of ibuprofen at a time.
Yeah. There's worse ways to go, but
I do have something kind of exciting about how my week was.
Yeah, how was your week?
For a change. So, as Steven, as you're aware, I came down to Cincinnati this week.
You did.
And while it was mostly kind of, work and getting some shit done, it was awesome to see you, Steven. You helped me with that work, and I could not have done it without you. I really appreciate it. It made it fly right by.
Oh, yeah.
The other cool thing that I did while I was in Cincinnati was I went to Kroger, and I saw that they had the Grater's Skyline ice cream.
I've heard good things, and I'm so skeptical.
Honestly, it's pretty fucking good. If you like Skyline, you'll like this. So I guess what I was thinking, what I was picturing was like a brown, chili-ish texture, but no, it's milky. And the cinnamon cocoa really comes out. It still has the chili spices.
Yeah, to the unanointed, Skyline is our local trash chili paste with spaghetti that we all very much enjoy here.
Cincinnati,
but to make
home
it with
of
ice cream?
More chili parlors per capita than any place on the planet, and it's specifically...
I call bullshit.
No, that's true.
No.
Places that are specifically we sell chili in vessels for this chili.
I'm skeptical.
So, in most places, chili is just it's a thing that you get with other stuff. Or, you might get a bowl of chili, and, that might be cool, but, that's not, the central focus of what a place sells.
I could argue it's not the central focus here either.
Of Skyline it is.
No.
Of Gold Star it is. That's the central focus of what they sell is chili.
It's a delivery system. It's a delivery system for cheese, and we all know it.
Well, okay, that is true. But everything else that's there is a delivery system for the chili. The hot dog is a delivery system for chili. The spaghetti is a vessel. with which you fill with chili.
I just don't really like meme food. Like, I don't need Italian brain rot food.
That's fair. And I kind of was expecting
too much.
This. I was kind of expecting this to be like a meme food, but I gotta tell you, it's good. Really good.
I can believe
it. It leaves what's really weird. I think the weirdest part, because it tastes like you're eating like a cinnamony. I mean, it tastes like Skyline, but it also tastes like a creamy, like sweet ice cream. And then the weirdest part is that afterward, the feeling that you're left with in your mouth is that you just had a bowl of Skyline.
That chili grease feel.
Yeah. Yeah. What actually, here's what it tastes like. You know, when you go to pick up Skyline and it's sitting in your car and you smell that chili cheese and like the styrofoam container they put it in is like kind of melting a little bit. And yeah, like that smell that's like in your car, it tastes like how Skyline smells. So there's not like the meat and the grease of it.
Honestly, I think it's like so gross.
All of the aromatic bits.
I think it's so gross, but I've built so many fucking swimming pools powered by Skyline. Like I've done so much manual labor powered solely by cheese conies that I can't hate it as much as I'd like to, you know?
And you know, to the layman, that's going to sound terrible because I feel like most people think when they get Skyline, they're like, oh man, my stomach is going to be wrecked afterward. But when you live the life and you're used to it,
it just patches the armor of your abdomen.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. It's not, you don't get it's like when people say that about Taco Bell, like, oh, you know, Taco Bell, I'm going to be in the bathroom all day tomorrow. And you're like, why? How weak are you that your body can't tolerate Taco Bell? Yep. Your body can't tolerate a chalupa. Tolerate it. Learn tolerance.
I've probably been at Taco Bell to eat heroin more than I have been to eat tacos. I never was a Taco Bell man. I did get my first cat as an adult. I got at Taco Bell.
That's pretty sick, actually.
I was super fucked up at Taco Bell. At Hawaiian Terrace, the only nearby restaurant is Taco Bell. And at like 2 a.m. on a Saturday, there's no other options. You couldn't find a vegetable in a 10-mile radius. But Taco Bell's open. So I drive through at like 2 a.m. and it's raining and there's a big puddle in the drive-thru. And as I start to go through the curve into the lane, drive-thru lane, I see the car in front of me roll over a tiny little kitten in a puddle. And I like honked for them to like finish rolling. Like they're, you know, the kitten wasn't under the tires. And honked to move him up. And then I got out and I had my new cat. We hung out forever. The chicks working the drive-thru window tried to steal her from me.
Oh, criminals.
They're like, oh, just
they had their chance.
Let me hold it. And I did. And then a chick from back in the kitchen tried to swipe her. And I snatched her back and left without my food.
That's crazy.
It was a good cat.
You know, I up until you told the rest of that story, I was going to say, the thing about Taco Bell is it may not be your favorite, but they're always there for you.
Cheap calories.
At 2 o'clock in the morning, when everyone else is closed, you can rely on Taco Bell. You can rely on Fourth Meal to be there for you.
Man.
When even the gas station that sells like leftover pizza and shit that they made during the day is closed. Taco Bell.
I was about to say, I don't know whoever bought that gas station pizza.
So here's
There are people I know that did it.
Yeah. So here's the thing up here. So every gas station in Michigan has to have a restaurant attached to it, and
why?
The difference is the food's actually usually good.
Are you saying they just do that a lot?
Yeah. No. It's almost every single gas station up here has like, some of them are like franchise. Like they'll have like Crunchy's Chicken. That's a pretty popular one. They have
what a stupid fucking
a kebab place. That's like a franchise that they do, but most of them are like small, locally owned, like businesses that are operating out of this like kitchen that's inside of the gas station, and it's super normal. And it's very common for it to be like extremely good shawarma or extremely good pizza.
Yeah.
Or like it's a very up here kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm mixed on it. Because
it's super fair. It's super fair.
It's kind of like fucked up how gross so many places are. Even if the food's good, you're like, this doesn't feel like a place I should have bought food from.
Yeah, that's true. And you definitely have some of that. I think from at least the ones that I'm like familiar with that I will go to are ones where like you can see the whole kitchen from where, from like the regular, like inside the gas station lobby. So like you can tell how clean it is back there. And for the most part, they do a good job. I think because, I mean, if I was a person that was opening a restaurant inside of a, gas station, that would be like priority one, is like, make sure when people walk in, they're like, they're like surprised that like, wow, this is like, I was expecting, a little bit of, filth. It's like, that should like come with the territory. But, having
less like, poop than I expected.
Yeah. You're like, wow, actually, maybe I will get the chicken wrap.
So, okay week?
Yeah, not too bad. How about yourself?
I'm tired. I know you're tired too, but
yeah.
Just okay week. So we ended up going to the vet after the vet came back in town to give some closure to those invested in my fleas. Vet came back from vacation, had to switch, whatever. We got a new appointment, second round of meds. In 24 hours, got rid of 99% of them.
Nice.
And yeah, supposedly you get stragglers for a couple weeks, but we're so relieved. I mean, it's still really fucking ruined. 2 weeks and $500, hundreds of hours, whatever. But we're doing better. That first night I slept, because we kept the cats out of the bedroom, just to try to minimize the damage. And that first night, letting them back in, she was so happy, and she literally like just kept rolling all over me, and then like flopped down on like my shoulders, chest, and like slept with me. And I knew she still had fleas all over her that were dying, but she was so cute, I couldn't tell her no. So
yeah.
The next morning I woke up covered in dead fleas, which to me was a win because we knew at least they were fucking
that's pretty
dying.
Metal.
Yeah.
So like, we'll take it.
Yeah. So doing better. Work's lame. Time's lame. Podcast is okay. And art is okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've shown you the piece I've been working on for like 3 months somehow.
Oh, I'm sure you've sent me a picture in that time.
Yeah, I finally have it figured out, and now it's just the like putting the last couple pieces together. But I was working on it like every day too, but I just couldn't figure out something and didn't have enough time. And I finally figured it out and feel much better. I don't know, man. I'm like, I mean, we're both in the same position, burn the candle at both ends, but
yeah,
I feel like I'm making a lot of small progresses at the things, like my 3 things. It's like every day is lift, art, pod, and I'm making like small progresses. I feel impatient also, but
that's actually something I did recently too. I've been completely off like exercising, period. And I just got on my bike today once I got home from work for about like 20 minutes just to, get my heart rate up and kind of feel it and do it. I stopped after 20 minutes because I realized I super need to stretch. So I stopped and did that, and I plan on trying to hit it again. Tomorrow I got a long day, and then I plan on getting back into it. We usually do a like thing with work where we kind of keep each other accountable.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, no, it's super helpful for me. It's good for me. Where
you just have to become a samurai, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta I work out like a wounded samurai. Most of the time it's in darkness.
Depressed.
Yeah, dude. It's very solemn. Like, I don't do the hype music shit. I do I'm listening to something, someone talk about something sadly. Yeah. And it's dark and quiet.
Listen to someone tell the story about how their entire family died, how their entire family was killed by the feudal lord.
Bro, I was just listening to a 4-hour podcast about a guy that murdered his parents yesterday while working out. It was a really good story. He served 20-something years and got out. And now he's a therapist.
I mean, way to go, man.
Yeah.
That's progress.
It was interesting because he had all that. Well, now it's all right, 15 years ago. Remember the throw him in the wood chipper, kill all pedophile shit?
Yeah.
Okay, that was the edgy shit 15 years ago where I was crazy then too, but I was into that vibe, right? And now I've evolved into infinite empathy where I truly think people with some of these afflictions are cursed. Doesn't excuse things, but this shit is fucked up for them too. But now the Republican Party is throw them in the wood chipper, kill all sex offend that. That's the vibe now.
Yeah.
And part of this guy's story was his parents were super on that shit where he felt very much brainwashed, and apparently his mother was sexually assaulted, and as a kid she would have him dry fire a pistol in their apartment to be prepared to defend himself from sexual abuse.
Oh,
and
wow.
All these years later as a young man, I think it started when he was younger, his stepmom ends up sexually abusing him with her partners. So he feels so much was ingrained to kill the, where...
Exactly.
It was interesting to hear, I just can picture so many people into today's world that, have the stupid shirts, the... kill your local heroin dealer, throw the pedophile in a wood chipper, and it's it just would be, I don't know. I'm not explaining it well, but it'd be interesting if they had to live through some things.
Yeah, I definitely get what you're saying, where it like you said, the empathetic vibe is to say, look, it doesn't excuse their, actions of abuse, but also, there is something to be said about what is, not necessarily, a mental... something's not, I want to say mental illness, that I feel that's the wrong terminology to use, but there's something that's not connecting right.
It's probably the right.
Probably, but
it's probably the right
for what mental illness means to some people that are if people are saying all the trans people were mentally ill and shit like that.
Trans-tifa. Yeah.
Yeah, trans-tifa.
Dude, they actually...
Fucking sign me up, dog. Let's go.
Bro, it's so crazy.
All my friends are trans-tifa. What's poppin'?
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Oh, man. It's just... I'm like a pro killing people type of guy, too. Like, I understand. I like violence, and I'm all for people evening the odds on a individual level. But this calling for federal death penalties for people that, like, I don't like them either. The Luigi assassinator guy, whatever. Like, for these to be cases where our president and Republican leadership are publicly calling for executions is like actually ghoul shit. Like, yeah. These people in a 70-ish% Christian nation and a Republican Party in power that is a self-proclaimed culturally Christian, for these to be the people that call so violently for the death penalty.
Yeah, man, they're trying to bring back the stonings in the center of town, man.
Absolutely.
Town square.
It's fucked. Like, they're such bootlicking shills. Like, you trust the government to do this shit? Like, you're supposed to be the tread on me motherfuckers, but you just, like, lick fascist boots all day. It's fucking annoying.
You know what the other part of it is? And I feel this way strongly about music, but I think it translates to other things too. The things that you thought were, like, cool and edgy when you were, like, 11 or 12.
Yeah.
Or, like, in points of view and things that you had then, whatever.
Like Ozzy eating the bat.
Yeah, like things that, like, you've grown up and, like, through and past, and you're like that was childish, or like this, cringe. Like, for me, like, it's mostly like music just kind of gets me the, like, like, I can't imagine being an adult and unironically listening to, like, 3 Days Grace.
Oh,
like, it's super edgelord shit. And it's like, when I was a kid and I was angsty, like, it was what I was looking for. So, like, now when I see, like, other people listening to something like it or exactly it, it's like, oh, like, this music is for children.
Like this a 40-year-old,
like, young teens. Yeah, it's like, it's
40-year-old man, like loving Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah, it's like, it's one thing if it's like, I don't know, you listen to it for the nostalgia's sake, and there's like an ironicness to it where it's like, yeah, I wouldn't typically choose to like if I were introduced to this music today, I would not be into it. But because I have a sentimental attachment to it, I can listen to it and there's like an emotional response. But It still feels like this is for like kids. And it's the same thing with like things that are like, oh, this was edgy when we were kids. And now, like, people are still up on, like, this thought process, and it's like, wow, you guys haven't grown since then?
You basically just described politics today. At least
exactly
Republican.
What it is.
Just trying to be edgy.
It's like, dude, like, where... Like, this is 8th grade bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are grown children. It's fucked up.
We've talked about hypocrisy quite a bit. I don't really feel like that's what bothers me so much. I just don't... It's not like because it is hypocrisy, but it's the illogicalness of it all. To be pro-death, vengeance, law and order Christian. It just shreds my mind.
Oh, but Stephen, didn't you hear they're pro-life?
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, no, they want to force motherhood, so they're pro-life.
Yeah,
that's what that means.
Speaking of politics, so how do you feel about becoming a terrorist now?
I
heard we're Terrys.
I never thought my life would go this way, where I would feel like I'm a radical individual. I don't know. I always thought of myself as pretty chill.
Yeah, you're chill, but not anymore.
Not anymore. Not only that, but like, it's not even just like the feelings of like, wow, everything's fucked up around me. It's the idea that the current administration would take a look at me and immediately paint me as like a threat.
You know what the new term is? They call us
what's that?
NVEs. And the White House just put out a memo. It started with trans people, and then the second memo expounded to include things such as atheism, anti-Christian sentiments, anti-American sentiments, socialist values, or any anti-societal cultural things, and they plan on tracking these people online. They actually hired a whole I can't even start. There's a whole thing. They've hired hundreds of people to monitor the internet for people that fit in these categories, including solely by itself atheists. And they're calling this category NVEs, Nihilistic Violent Extremists.
Cool.
The federal government has declared that we are nihilistic violent extremists, literally branding us as terrorists to be investigated, and have set up portions of the what was it? The Attorney General set it up through the Security of Homeland Security and a terrorism and organized political violence task force to monitor social media, the internet, and culture, society in large, to identify, track, and, in theory, arrest people that fit some of these categories. Now, the memos they published really didn't grant them any additional powers, and it's mostly, fear-mongering, scare tactic shit. But terrorism charges are different than regular crimes. You don't always get a lawyer, and the shit will ruin your life off of zero evidence, even if they can't charge you. And they've set up new facilities to monitor freedom of speech. They've sued all these colleges over it. They've sued the media networks over it. And everyone's just paying Trump millions and millions of dollars not to have to get fucked with it. And it's pretty wild, brave new world we're entering, where I like aspects of, but I'm not a Marxist guy. I don't like Karl Marx or socialist shit. I don't like.
Yeah, it's like, you lump me in
a lot of these things, but I don't, to be called un-American, terrorist adjacent, and worthy of being investigated for being anti-Christian is that's where we're at right now.
I think, I don't know if this is what they're hoping for, like as like a to prove their point kind of thing, but when someone accuses you of shit like that and like paints a target on your back like that, it makes you like angry to the point where like, like I'm not
like to be violent about it.
Yeah, it's like I'm not like wouldn't consider myself a violent radical person, but like when you when you put me in that when you put me in that frame and that light, and you're saying like, no, that's what he is. It's like I'm gonna fight to defend myself at the very least.
They quite literally are declaring us enemies of the state.
So, it makes it scary to like, like we don't have a massive following, so it's, and I don't have a huge online presence anyways, but like
we're relatively safe because we are unsuccessful.
Yeah.
But the nature of our previous speech is being declared hostile to the United States of America, to the point that we could be considered terrorists. Like, it sounds so dramatic. Like, now our government says that is alone can be a factor strong enough to make you un-American and worthy of terrorist and political violence investigation and tracking.
Which is so insane.
I just don't take that lightly.
No, I really don't. It's so insane to me also because, first of all, Trump doesn't actually feel that way.
No, he doesn't give a fuck about any of it.
It's because the people who are also atheists are also the people who are challenging his shit because they can see through bullshit.
And
the people that are getting upset about it and are like, get rid of all the atheists are mad at atheists not because, for anything that's worthwhile. It's like they hear atheists and they think, oh, they worship the devil.
Kinda.
Because they're dumb.
I know we both would agree on it, but he's just feeding meat to his evangelical base. And
100%, yeah.
And his whole power structure, while he is very, a-religious, is that a word? A-religious? Everyone in his top leadership are religious extremists. Like these,
right. Yes.
The people in this cabinet the second time around are unlike many Republican leaderships have been previously. Like, these people are fucking psychos, and many of them do have extreme religious views that they are able to implement through Trump because he's found it as useful in riling up his base.
Now, do you think, and this, I feel like this is a serious question, do you feel like all of the religious extremists around him, do you think they actually believe that he is, he believes in the same faith and he supports that faith, or do you think they're willing to just put it to the side that he doesn't?
They put it aside.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
And most of them,
they're so extreme about it, but then they're like, well, he's definitely blasphemous, but we can use him as a platform.
Like, if we look at, let's do Vance, Trump, Stephen Miller, and is the press secretary, is it Levitt?
Yeah.
All four of them, whatever. None of them, I could be wrong. None of them, to my knowledge, are of the same exact faith. Maybe they are all evangelical, but I'm not sure. But more to the point, none of them truly have the same religious views. Like, these things are amalgamations. Like, if you ask Vance his religious views versus Stephen Miller versus Trump versus Levitt, these people don't believe in the same things. They believe in the ideal it represents. This Christian culturalism has become, it went from a memic thing to a real thing. Like, I'm sure you've listened to him over the years, Alex O'Connor, Cosmic Skeptic.
Yeah.
Very, very smart guy. I fucking hate him. He is such a fucking pussy. And I used to like him for a while. He was like the champion of atheist debaters for he started when he was maybe 15, and he kind of held the mantle for the last 10 years. And he's really he's still kind of at the height of his popularity. He's on all these Jordan Peterson bench, he's doing all the big boy stuff right now. And he's openly said for a while now, he thinks, he's still an atheist, but he thinks religion is a helpful tool to people. And while he doesn't think God is real, he wishes God was, and he thinks cultural Christianity is a good thing for culture and society. That's the leading dude, absolute nail licker loser. That is the leading voices and understanding of atheist debaters online right now is like even the people that aren't. To be part of MAGA requires some level, not entirely, but as a blanket statement, requires some level of something with cultural Christianity, whether it's acceptance or embrace. Like, you have to at least be down for the vibes of what being culturally Christian is. And this often, it often overlaps with whether it's Christian, like a plethora of other beliefs that tend to be able to share an ecosystem, whether it's Christianity and nationalism, Christian nationalism groups, the like, what other ones would there be? Help me think. What else does culturally Christian values overlap with politically that has become like a necessity? It's definitely all pro-life.
All pro-life stuff. Any LGBTQ stuff.
Anti, yeah.
Yeah.
Any race stuff for sure.
Yeah.
Like all stuff. Nazis are like culturally Christian, where like they might not be Christians. Like we look at many of the people leading the Proud Boys, the Three Percenters, the Boogaloo, like many of these people are not white, but they are culturally Christian groups. And you almost have to be part of these movements where I think it's a way bigger problem than, I don't know, like our side addresses like, oh, we have to convince these people not to vote for Trump. It's like, yo, these people believe in God. Like, you think we're going to convince them as shit? Like, these people are
their ability to do,
critical thinking.
Critical thinking beyond a point.
Be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, like just to a point of like understanding why someone might not agree that that's, why, like, to say like, look, it's cool if you feel that way, but you shouldn't expect everyone to feel that way, or you shouldn't try to recruit other people.
Kind of like freedom of speech.
That are vulnerable, and like there are things like that can't get past that point because they're so into the denial of like, well, no, I know that the Bible is real because the Bible says it's real.
My God's so good.
That's how they always say to me.
My God, so good.
I found $3 in the couch cushion the other day, and it was a sign from heaven. But all of the kids that are dying in Gaza right now, and all the children with cancer, and all the like.
My God would never let President Trump be shot. Just firefighters, just the firefighters.
It's like anything that bad happens. Oh, it's the devil. It's the devil. Well, like if your God's so powerful. I think he does it too.
I just go back to the people that lost their kids in the church shootings. Did you see the other one? The Latter-day Saints? The Mormon one?
No.
Bro, you missed a banger, bro. This mega dude with a fucking truck.
This is the one in Michigan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
He had all his Trump flags and stickers, and I don't know if he actually had the Trump flags, but he was a vocal Trump supporter, not like, oh, the FBI lied about him maybe being a supporter, like outspoken Trump supporter, split with it. I don't know if his wife, his girlfriend, he was mad with the Mormon church, so he fucking drove his pickup truck into the front doors, started shooting people, and then actually managed to burn the church mostly down. Bro, gnarly shit. That's what I'm talking about.
They're out here cannibalizing themselves, and then they turn to us and they're like, these are the violent extremists.
Bro, they had 3 shootings like that week that were all MAGA people while they're like lying over and over about left-wing violence.
Yeah.
And I'm saying we just stick to our guns and we just encourage other mentally ill people to be violent for us. Okay, that is
that the really path. They're doing it to themselves in such a crazy way. It's so wild to me.
Yeah,
and it's also like, apparently recent polls are showing that like people like among Democrats and Republicans, they're like not falling for the bit that the government shutdown is Democrats' faults.
Correct. Just a quick meme on the White House's page where I was reading parts of that memo. I was mainly summarizing, but the White House website has been completely co-opted during Trump's second term. It is like the memeiest, most disgraceful website to represent our country. And on the top banner of the page, there's a pop-up bar that says days since the Democrats shut down the government, and it has a counter.
It's so wild to me, because apparently just, no one's falling, there are obviously some people are falling for it, but like the majority of people understand that like, Republicans control
all three
everything.
Branches. Yeah.
So it's like, there's no way possible that it's their fault. And then also you got fucking...
there's no way that's Democrats' fault, to be ultra clear.
Yeah. There's no way... And here you also have fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene out here spouting about like, look, the Medicare crisis has finally hit me and my family, so we need to figure out how to get, insurance prices down.
Everyone's insurance is about to go up by like 50%.
Absolutely.
Everyone. It's going to be really bad. Like the letters are going out this week that everyone's rates are going up. And it's not a small percentage. Like I think the Medicare rates are going up like 75%, but the average private insurance is going to be going up like over 25%. Like the whole country is about to get fucking raped on this shit. And they're just lying every day about, like, the economy's really taken a turn. There's like some major economic problems that are, everything from these tariffs we've managed to stomach pretty well, all considered, but the impacts have only begun to just now start. Yeah, it's going to get bad.
It's like people also forget that like for the first longest time, like tariffs, like for the first 6 to 8 months, the tariffs weren't in effect, right? Like it just kind of, he kept saying he was going to do it and then he didn't do it. And then
they've been flipped on and off so much.
Yeah. So it was like, okay.
But all the companies stocked up on it, like 6 months to a year's worth of shit because they knew how bad. Yeah. And everybody's starting to run out. So there's going to be a steep drop off when these things start to happen.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see how much that's going to affect us here. I haven't really talked to my boss about the cost and stuff of like a lot of the produce, the frozen fruit and stuff we get. We get a lot of organic fruit from overseas. So
that sucks because it probably will make a big difference on profit margins.
Yeah, it's like a lot of our produce comes from Mexico. A lot of our produce comes from, specifically fruits and stuff. Like America's good for a lot of vegetables and beans and grain and stuff, which is great for like sustainable stuff. But like for fruits and the kind of luxury things like that, those don't always grow, super well here. We get apples, we get oranges and peaches, some stone fruit, but like most of the land that's used to farm for that either goes to small, retail places. Like they don't do bulk kind of things that we need.
Did you see how hard they fucked over the American soy farmers?
Yes.
Bro,
it's fucking like ridiculous.
Hilarious. Holy fuck. All right. So before we started recording, I was just saying to Ricky that like, in a way, I don't regret anything, but in a way, I wish we were able to focus a little bit more on art and philosophy, or like less doomer shit. But on the other hand, like when we're talking, I feel ourselves naturally revert or dip into politics often. And as much as like I may not personally love that. Well, I do enjoy talking about politics, but not maybe as much as we do. But the reality is, this shit's fucked. It's important as shit.
Yeah, it's really hard to.
We're being called terrorists by the federal government.
Unless we have like a prescribed like plan, we take the time to go through and make an outline of like the things we're going to talk about today, which we do a decent amount. Yeah. But it does take time, and this is not something we make money on, so sometimes it's harder to take the time to piece that together.
It's just
it's harder. It's harder to focus on anything else.
Yeah, I mean we're at a real risk of our country like actually falling apart, or war, or famine. Like shit's like very, very fucking serious, and it's. As much as I do kind of enjoy the chaos and the drama of it all, I wish it wasn't. I wish it wasn't something that it felt like we needed to be as invested as we probably are. But
yeah,
I also don't like the idea. Like, it is that important, though.
It is, and unfortunately, it's like you can't just not be aware of what's going on right now.
No.
You can't just turn. I mean, to the point where like I know that I need to pull back my.
You oscillate.
I have to pull back sometimes on how much I can pull. Can take in, because I am in the season right now where I'm just struggling with depression on and off. And it's too much to take that in. And I talked to my therapist about this. We kind of went back and forth, because I told him I feel like over the last 2 years especially, but like maybe the last like 3 or 4, it's been harder to like my depression symptoms have been like stronger than they usually are. Like I know that it kind of comes in waves and it comes and goes, and I can work myself out of it, and I can tolerate, to a certain degree, but it's like, man, it's getting a lot harder to like work around it lately. And I really do believe that most of it is just because of the way the world is right now and how fucked our country is, makes it hard to find the light at the end of the tunnel. So it's kind of, I don't know. He's been super cool at, making it, he was like, no, that's very normal. Like a lot of other people are going through that exact thing right now. Yeah. So like, it's not just you, like you can rest easy on that. And that is helpful to know that. But it's like, unfortunately, that means there's really nothing I can do about it besides just trying to be proactive.
I have a couple thoughts. First, though, that was a really good natural transition to what I was hoping to kind of get to, because as important as and interesting as we find the politics of power and like the world falling apart, I was hoping we could get to more of like the things we've been thinking about. And when I think of like what you just said of like, yeah, a lot of other people are struggling, with the political climate, with our like the nature of our society, like you have like the young men struggling, like kids fucked with their phone, like women not having rights stripped away, like all these different groups suffering in different ways, and everyone, or in many ways, the line is like, oh, you're still in the top whatever percent. You shouldn't be moping about. You should be thriving, and don't let these stupid, silly politics bother you. I feel like that would be a far more abnormal reaction to not be affected by the world at all. Like when you're living in a fucked up time or a fucked up place, it should have an effect on you. or there's something disjointed. Like the goal is to allow it to have a minimal damaging effect, but I think it is appropriate. Like I've gone back and forth when I look at like my own depression, struggle with like addiction, mental illness shit. I feel like so much of what I was going through and doing was really appropriate for the situation I was in. And I don't think that gets understood enough. Like I don't want to be happy in a fucked world.
Right.
I don't want to be miserable either, but there's some level of delusion that's healthy, and there's some level of delusion that I think is also inappropriate, even if it is helpful. And then the second thought I had, it was actually after we did the move stuff, whatever day that was. I had the thought, like, because we've talked about it before, I feel like you, as your friend, I feel like it's very clear you're a depressed person.
Thank you.
Yeah, that handles it well. And I was thinking about somebody else, and it related to you somehow, because I feel like there's a lot of depressed people that I think it may just be that they're appropriately depressed, like the situations of their lives, their world, whatever. And they've always had to work really hard, so they haven't really been given the space to like allow it to be something they struggle with.
Yes, that's so massive. That's absolutely a thing.
And I feel like, I know we've talked about that before, but I feel like that's definitely you. And now you kind of do have the space to like navigate it more, or like to allow focus on it or whatever.
Yeah.
You just haven't
to acknowledge it in some way, shape, or form. I can't really ignore it and just work through it.
But I also feel like a flashing red light of like, is this something I struggle with or not? And like, not specific to you, but with other people when they're like, oh, I don't think that's me. And it's like, well, with you at least, it's like, all right, but you were my friend. Like, what? If you were like, people have similarities, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like
exactly, yeah.
Someone who didn't understand depression probably wouldn't want to spend a ton of time with me or whatever, you know?
Right. Yeah. There would be so much would be lost in translation.
Yeah. I don't know where I was going with that, but I just had that thought maybe when we were driving back or something.
Yeah. I mean, it's
not that I thought you're doing good though. Like,
I think I generally have a good grip on it because, like I said, I kind of been dealing with it on my own since I was like 14, 15 or so. Is when I think I first started like noticing it and feeling it. And then I realized like I never thought it was bad enough that I needed medication, mostly because I knew that it kind of came and went. It didn't like stay for, super prolonged periods of time. And like, I mean, just knowing that obviously doesn't make it go away, but it does make it easier to cope with when I'm, when it is really strong. Of knowing that like, I'm going to like kind of wane out of this at some point and I'm going to feel better. I just need to kind of weather the storm for a minute and hunker down. And, I probably could benefit from an SSRI or something.
Maybe not.
Exactly. And like, there's a point of that where it's like, I don't feel it's necessary. I don't feel like the risks of all of the potential side effects that I know that could come from, one, and like sometimes they're like different ones are like related to another, and like they can like, okay, this one didn't work out for you, but this one might work with like, I don't want to go through that whole fucking thing to maybe get a little bit of progress, but
it can be massive though.
It could be massive.
I feel like there's a world in which I think most likely you don't really need something, but there's a world in which you happen to try the right chemical arrangement and it's absolutely life-changing. And you would never know until you find it. And I don't think that means you instantly need to look for it. But I feel like people that are kind of on the fence, I feel like the best position, and I feel like you fall into this category, is like, hey, I don't think I super need it, but as long as I stay open to it, I know I have a backup thing I can fall back on to try if I need to.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good place to be.
I think, I mean, I don't really know because I haven't done, I've done some recreational drugs in my lifetime. I've tried some prescription drugs as, taken recreationally in my lifetime. I haven't done like anxiety meds that way, like Xanax and shit. I feel like
be very addictive to you.
I believe that. I feel like something of that nature might be helpful in a way, like, because I feel like that's part of what makes, like, when my depression does get really bad, it's the anxiety that kind of makes me start to spiral and get super existential with it. And if it was something that was like, not something I took all the time, but something I took occasionally, like, I don't think from what I understand, like, that's not how Xanax works.
That is how Xanax works.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well,
like, for best effect, it's like a steady dose, or there's two ways. You have a steady dose, like, every day or on a specific schedule, or you only use it as needed for acute events. And that's how most benzos tend to work, is they, like, if you take a Xanax in the morning, it will help you with anxiety, like, later in the day, but not really. Like, it does, but it doesn't. It's really, like, they're so very mind-altering. It's more like, if you're having a panic attack, a Xanax will, like, chill you out in 30 minutes. Like, there isn't a elongated effect, but there's all kinds of other drugs, like Busbar, or, like, there's, like, tons of them that are non-benzos that affect anxiety without being mood altering at all or intoxicating. Like a lot of antipsychotics, which have such a stigma, are used as anxiety treatments now, because and it's the type of thing. You will almost feel no effect depending on what it is. Like Seroquel might fucking put you under, right? Like, there's strong shit. Thorazine, whatever, but a lot of antipsychotics are used in a very small dose where it doesn't help your anxiety by altering you like a benzo does, but instead it helps break thought patterns. So, like, when people with anxiety, and in depression in a different way, but anxiety people often are looping, right? Like, the fear keeps coming up. Yes. A lot of antipsychotics or SSRIs or things that are, like, not what people tend to think of when they think of anxiety meds help by just slowing down the thought patterns to give you more time to escape them.
I haven't really brought up the idea. I mean, the last time I did talk to my therapist about the potential of taking, medication for it, my thought process, I mean, it's still kind of this way of, like, I don't feel like it's necessary and I'd rather avoid it. If he were to strongly recommend that he thinks that it would be really helpful for me, I would probably take that, to heart.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to be a psychologist or psychiatrist to do yeah. So I don't think he has that ability to do that, to prescribe anything, which is cool. But
they give you a referral.
I am interested. So I did go back to every 2 weeks now.
Nice.
Is
that good or bad?
No, it's good. It was by choice. Yeah, it was just like, I had a deep depressive pit in the middle of last month, and I talked to him, like, kind of right as I was going into it. And That was helpful. And then I realized like it probably would have been helpful to have that again in the middle of the month. And I should have just called him and scheduled a thing. But by that point it was like, I'm just going to come out of it. It'll be fine. And I did. But I would like to have that frequency at least, for another few months or so to kind of help work myself through the season here.
Yeah.
I can't believe I waited so long to do therapy. It's crazy to me.
Bro, I say that to everyone. And I feel like I was kind of fortunate with how it, in a sense of how it entered my life, but I don't understand how many people, like even like cool people I'm close to, that are still very resistant just to the idea of I just don't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
It seems very close-minded, and the people that come to mind for me are like very open-minded people in other ways, where it really feels like there actually just is so much like American cultural stigma to therapy, or at least there used to be. I think it is changing, but so many people I've known are like, they just really don't want to.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if for some people there's still like the stigma of like, oh, if I go to therapy, that means that I'm admitting that there's something wrong with me.
Yeah, I'm a fuck up.
And it's like, okay, but we're all fuck ups, and
there is something wrong with you.
There is something wrong with you, and this is helpful. And
yeah, I would recommend it
even if you feel like you're not a fuck up and everything's great, then cool, you can go to your therapist and fucking slam dunk every session and just be like, oh no, I don't know, man, you seem cool, but you should be the therapist.
Oh, like do you know what Wellbutrin is?
I've heard the name before, but I don't know what it does.
It's an antidepressant, technically, and drug classes stuff is always like a really fucked up, weird world. But it's technically a antidepressive, but it is often used for addiction and things like smoking cessation aids, like to help you quit and stuff. But they also use it off-label to treat ADHD if you don't want to be on a stimulant, because it helps just kind of break thought processes. It almost functions more like an antipsychotic, or it's kind of hard to explain, but it helps give people more choice, and I believe it's often used for anxiety. But there's all kinds of like drugs now that are not, because I think honestly, like benzos and stuff, it would probably be very like life altering perspective wise, but they're really not good for anyone for the most part long term. But there's all kinds of other like less serious or consequential drugs that people have found really good uses for now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more open to the idea than I've ever been. I'd still rather, it's one of those ones where he's like, I don't know, man, it probably, like, maybe he might be, like, it's one of those, like, I think I would rather not, for the simple fact of, like, I know I'm bad at taking, especially if it's something I have to take on a regular basis kind of thing, I struggle with that.
Yeah, but if it ended up being a real serious thing, it would become part of your routine. You know what I mean? Like that's
true.
Not
Yeah.
I feel like my concern with meds right now is I've tried so many different things, and really, I've found a couple things helpful. I found many things helpful for a length of time or a part of my life, but I've never came across the right meds through a doctor. It's just never really been that helpful outside of like a crisis where being on Suboxone, it's it sounds really dumb, but it for me, opiates function very effectively as an antidepressant more than almost any other factor for me. And as I'm getting closer to being off of them completely, I may very well need some sort of psych med. I've just never had any good luck with anything for a long period of time that wasn't for like a crisis. So like if I knew I could take the right thing, I would be totally down. But I've just not.
It seems like there's so much trial and error involved, and
I'm not so much worried about that because I think when people get desperate, they should kind of be willing, like if they are desperate, they should kind of be willing to give that, to go on the med merry-go-round for a while. And because you learn a lot of things about yourself through it too. I mean, it can fucking suck, but I don't think my depression is, a lot of it I think is biological, like I'm diagnosed like severe major depressive disorder or whatever, but I think so much of it is like kind of going back to I feel like it is a philosophical problem that I think is appropriate. I feel like throughout a lot of my life, my responses have been far more appropriate than I used to give myself credit for.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that
comes off weird, but
no, I get you. I was gonna say I feel like I get stressed out in those types of scenarios when you're trying new drugs or stuff like that, or like trying new diets, anything like that, where you're making a change and you're trying to like notice, look for examples of changes in your body chemistry or things that's happening to you.
But it can be exciting.
It can be exciting. I feel like there's some stress involved. This is where the anxiety comes in, where you're like
super stressful.
You're like, okay, am I having diarrhea because something I ate was bad, or is it this medication? And it's like,
let's have the fun.
Do I want to kill myself because unalive myself because I'm
why did you
just
censor?
regular depressed?
Why did you self-censor?
Oh, because
we're terrorists, bro. We can say what we want.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're already terrorists. We can say anything we want. It's like, is it because I'm like my regular depression just hit a low, or is it because this medication is like, it's not ineffective, it's like actually like worsening it? And it's like, how long do I got to take it before I can make a call on that I'm comfortable with? It's like when you go get your eyes checked or whatever for glasses, and they're like, which one looks better? And it's like, fuck, man, they kind of look the same.
Yeah, and they're always assholes about it too.
I don't want to get it wrong, and then like I don't wear glasses, but I know if you fuck it up, you're gonna have headaches and shit.
They're always so impatient about it. Like they don't give a fuck which one you pick. They're like, is it this one or that one? You're like, bro, just let me look at the hot air balloon. Let me take my time.
I kind of need this break right now.
I feel like in general, I totally take your point because I've been through that cycle enough times too. Like it sucks, but I feel like in general, not just limited to meds either, but if you're desperate, like I have a couple of friends, like long-term friends that I truly like love them as people. And I also find them so incredibly stressful because they just are doing the same thing forever. Like they have the same problems the entire time I've known them and are just not willing to try to change anything. And it's just so incredibly frustrating and like sad, but I like understand where they're coming from though. But I feel like it's that way with whether it's therapy, medication, or just like needing a change in life. It's like, well, if it's not that bad, then there isn't a good reason or enough consequence to change it. But like, if you're ever at a point, like not you, royal you, if someone's at a point where they really want something to change, it's like, you got to be willing to take some risks and try some shit.
Yeah, but that's scary.
Bro, I think, you know what's scarier,
effort,
though?
Steven.
I agree, but you know what's scarier?
What?
Shit staying the exact same. I've always really felt that way. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
It sucks to take a risk and things get worse, but the idea of like thinking like, oh, in another year, I might feel the exact same or my situation's the exact same, that to me is like fucking shotgun to the face now.
Yeah.
Like I that just thinking of like,
I hear you.
I'd rather like fuck up my life 5 different ways before it be exactly the same. Like that, it's so upset. Like honestly, being locked in this whole new career job path, that's like a huge thing I've struggled with of like, oh man, I don't want things to be exactly the same. And it's different. There's like, that's part of it, but it's not the whole thing. Overall, it's more good than bad. But there's part of me that is like, yo, this can't be this way forever. Like I things have to, there's only forward, you know?
Yeah.
The idea of life being
fucking shit, you're right.
The idea of life being the same is miserable. Like I want to be miserable forever. Like fuck that.
Just I just want to build my depression nest and never leave, and let the world pass by as I wither, as I just rot into the bed.
You need better drugs for that, you know.
Yeah. If I want to do that, I guess I should be on drugs.
Yeah, bro. Get a drug habit going so you can get a fun diagnosis to get some more fun drugs.
Give me these drugs to get off of those drugs.
See, I feel like I like to keep my doctor sharp because I care about the medical field. So before I go into any doctor appointment, I take a couple drugs that I think the doctor wouldn't expect. You know what I mean?
Just to throw him a curveball. Keep him on his toes.
Oh, you want to take my blood pressure today? Well, I can take 1,000 milligrams of caffeine before the appointment. Or I could take a couple beta blockers. And hey, I like to keep them guessing, you know?
Dude, that's the fun one. Is I gotta go. I'm gonna have to soon here. I should go get some blood work done.
That sucks.
I mean, just because I'm fucking mid-30s now, and that's the thing that you're supposed to do.
Bro, my heart's fucked. If I don't have a heart condition, I'm developing one quick, because holy shit. I mean, it's like a fucking bowling ball and a trampoline inside of that.
just caffeine and sugar.
Yeah, bro. Did I ever tell you the time I robbed a monk's medicine cabinet?
No.
I was working for some monks, like a household of monks. And I was younger. I think I might have still been in high school, but I was like super dope sick. And they had a whole medicine cabinet, probably of like 30 years of medication, just like random shit. They're all super old, but no good stuff, like no narcotics, like nothing worth a fuck. But I was so desperate while like doing, I forget what kind of work. I don't know if it was painting, construct something for this house of monks. I was desperate enough that I was snorting blood pressure medicine. Like at 16. Like, yo, I'm about to feel like I'm gonna faint. Like, fuck it, bro.
Just to feel something.
Bro, I can't stay the same, bro. Something's gotta change.
That's part of why I'm convinced that the only reason that you want to do steroids is so that you can inject something.
No. But
no,
but a lot of people I know in addiction have done that route, and for some people that is a thing, and for a lot of people it's like super triggering. And I think for me,
absolutely, I can see it being triggering. I can see it being helpful for a few people, but I can mostly just see it being like, oh, Like,
for me,
flashbacks.
It wouldn't.
I wish I was doing this with something else.
Yeah, that part would be triggering, but for me, it wouldn't, like, scratch the itch. Like, I used to be, like, very mentally hung up on injecting, and now I think I still would be, like, instantly triggered by it, but with steroids, most of the time, it's a subcutaneous, under the skin injection, and you don't, like, see the blood flash in the vial. You know, like, it's not the same type of injecting. If you're doing things right, it should be the same type of needle. And that is what would be triggering. But I've done steroids before for brief periods of time, but I was so skinny. I was so sleep deprived, strung out, and didn't have money for food that I got all the weird effects without any of the cool effects. But, I think I know I would truly enjoy it, and I have, like, slightly fucked up hormones from being on opiates so long that I feel like, while it would be slightly triggering, I think I could manage to do it very responsibly, because I would not be trying to, like, do gym bro shit. Like, I would want to be at, like, very therapeutic, like, measured doses, but I figure at this point I've waited too long, and I think I'm gonna continue to put it off, especially since I am having, like, some heart symptom shit, but I fully do intend to at some point.
Fair.
Yeah. We would have so much fun, though.
We'll see.
Because you do it with me.
Exactly. I think, we're an hour and 15 in. I think that's good for a show.
For a nothing night. I forgot in the intro, I'm in pitch black in a Snuggie, in a cat print Snuggie, and I drank 3 cups of chocolate milk.
That's a whole vibe.
Super. I'm so tired.
Now, I'm interested if you can. I mean, you'll catch it when you go back and listen.
Yeah. The standing.
I'm interested if you can catch at what point where I sat back down.
Ooh, that's a good little Where's Waldo of audio. Hey, if anybody's got the ears for it, it's me, okay? I can hear a cricket a quarter mile out.
You can hear the fucking the wires in your wall humming. All right.
Yeah. Thanks again for listening.
Yeah, sorry, I had to get to my page. Thanks again for listening, everybody. Thank you to Approaching Human for the use of his music. You can find his work on SoundCloud at Approaching-Human.
Thanks, Sean. Although, a quick call out, fucking Approaching Human and Chaotic Steel need to fucking finish their shit. I love you guys. Put out your stuff. We're waiting.
We're waiting. Yes. We are with here
bated
for you.
Breath. With bated breath, we await.
You're not allowed to come back until you release something.
True. Based and true. Tra-la-la-la-la.
Make sure to check out the show page at TrashCats on Instagram for news and art from the show. Check out Facebook for the memes.
For the memes, if you're super, you can check out my trashy art on Instagram at Skyzyx, SKYZSCX. It's only been like 2 months, but yeah, we'll have something up soon. New. Be shiny and soft forever.
That's going to be all for us today. Stay classy, eat trashy.
Go fast, eat trash.